Hello and welcome to Baggins Book Summaries. In this episode, we'll be exploring chapters 10 and 11 from J.R.R. Tolkien's classic novel, The Hobbit. At the end of chapter 9, Bilbo and the dwarves are in barrels floating down a river, away from the Wood-elves. The lonely mountain is in sight and the group prepares for the final leg of their journey. If you enjoy these summaries, please hit all the normal YouTube buttons and let us know how we're doing in the comment section below. Bilbo and the dwarves continue their journey towards the lonely mountain, navigating a river that has been changed by floods, rains, earthquake, and the dragon Smaug. As they approach the mountain, Bilbo is hungry and sick. The river eventually leads them to Lake Town, a wooden town built on the surface of a long lake. Bilbo frees the dwarves from the barrels and they recover on the shore. Bilbo suggests they go to Lake Town, and they make their way to a great bridge, surprising the guards by Thorin declaring his identity as the Dwarf King. They are welcomed with excitement and celebration, and the master of Lake Town reluctantly gives in to their demands. The dwarves recover quickly and their affection for Bilbo grows, but he's still worried about the dragon and the lonely mountain. Meanwhile, the Wood-elves return up the forest river with their cargoes, causing excitement in the king's palace. The king suspects the dwarves' errand and sends out spies to wait for their return. Thorin speaks to the master and announces that they will soon depart towards the mountain, causing surprise and fear among them. The master, however, is not sorry to let them go and offers his help. 3 large boats leave Lake Town with rowers, dwarves, and Bilbo heading north towards the mountain. The only one unhappy about the departure is Bilbo. In 2 days, the group rowed up the long lake and into the river running, and now they can see the lonely mountain ahead of them. On the 3rd day, they disembarked and were joined by horses and ponies with provisions. None of the men of the town stayed with them as they were afraid of the shadow of the mountain. They spent a cold and lonely night before setting out again, riding northwest towards a great spur of the mountain. The land grew bleak and barren as they were entering the desolation of the dragon and the waning of the year. The group of adventurers arrived at the lonely mountain without encountering any danger, but the desolation caused by the dragon was evident. They set up camp on the western side of the southern spur of the mountain and sent out a scouting party to look for the hidden door that was their only hope. The scouting party, led by Balin, Fili, and Kili, and accompanied by Bilbo, looked towards the front gate and saw the ruins of the ancient town of Dale. They saw the cavernous opening in the great cliff wall between the arms of the mountain, where the running river sprang, and a dark smoke emerged, indicating the dragon might still be alive and in the halls under the mountain. Balin suggested returning, as he did not like the dark birds that looked like spies of evil. The group of travelers, including Bilbo Baggins and the dwarves, are feeling disheartened and alone as they continue their journey without any hope of further help. However, Bilbo retains his spirit and often studies Thorin's map to find the secret door on the western slopes of the mountain. After much searching, they finally find a small entrance hidden by an overhang on the cliff. Though the entrance has no obvious way to open it, they are convinced it is the door they have been seeking. Despite their attempts to open it with spells and force, they are unsuccessful and must rest before their long climb down. The group continues their search for the secret door on the western side of the mountain, and they finally discover it after Bilbo finds rough steps going upwards. They beat on the door and they try to open it with spells, but it doesn't move. They then make their 3rd camp in a little grassy bay at the top of the cliff, with only Bofur and Bombur staying behind to guard the ponies and supplies. The rest of the group uses ropes to move up and down the narrow path, and occasionally lower dwarves down to exchange news or take share in the guard duty below. Bombur decides not to come up due to his weight, but that turns out not to be a problem. Some of the group explored a path on the mountain, but found it dangerous and not worth pursuing. Others worked on finding the hidden door, but their tools were useless against the magic that sealed it. The group grew tired and despondent, and even Bilbo, who had been more optimistic, became glum and stared out at the distant horizon. He sat on a stone and watched snails crawling along the walls of the little bay. Bilbo and the dwarves are concerned about the coming winter and the slow progress of their quest. They discuss sending Bilbo through the front gate with his invisible ring to spy on their enemies. Bilbo overhears their conversation and becomes anxious about the situation. The next day, Bilbo sees a thrush, and he realizes that it's a sign to use the key to open the secret door to the lonely mountain. The dwarves successfully open the door and see darkness leading down into the mountain. After much hardship and perseverance, Bilbo and the dwarves finally discover the hidden door that could lead them to the dragon's lair. The group faces their toughest challenge yet as they try to open the door, but Bilbo's ingenuity and determination led them to success. The door finally opens, revealing darkness and the unknown terrors that lie ahead. Their journey has brought them this far, but the true test of their mettle awaits them in the darkness of the Lonely Mountain. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Baggins Book Summaries. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, and let us know what you think. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss an episode. We have many more exciting adventures from Middle-earth to share with you, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Baggins Book Summaries. Until then, happy reading!